day. We got a game later on tonight, but right now we're talking about the biggest game this weekend. Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Bengals, Ravens, they face off against each other. It is a must-win game for both of these teams. Ravens 2-2, Bengals 1-3. But Joe Burrow was talking about facing the Ravens, and he said, look, I'm going to have to play damn near perfect. Look, that's in the prompter, parents. That was in the prompter. That damn was not coming from Emmanuel Acho. That was coming from the person, AJ, who wrote the scripts. AJ, you got to let me know if I'm going to say a damn on camera. Okay, Dad's a pastor.
The kids are watching.
These things are not permissible in the Acho household. Well, speaking of being permissible, Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow. The play, James Jones, it's been inexcusable. It's been inexcusable.
I wonder who's leading on this.
Is Joe Burrow on Lamar Jackson's level? Be honest, be frank, be candid.
You coming to me first?
You already know what it is, Jay.
No. No, man. Joe Burrow over the last year and a half is not on Lamar Jackson's level. It ain't even close. Yesterday, I showed y'all a graphic of Joe Burrow, and there it is right there. Right now, I believe he's on Lamar's level. But once Lamar wins this game, Joe Burrow bounces on down.
He bounced him down.
He bounces on down to that tier.
I like how he did that.
And he's no longer up there with them elite dudes. I cannot keep saying the Joe Burrow of the Super Bowl is coming back. The Joe Burrow of the AFC Championship is coming. I can't keep saying that until he shows me it again. Right now, Lamar Jackson is so consistent every single year out there on the football field. He's always available, and he is consistent. Right now, Joe Burrow is not on Lamar Jackson's level, and he got to go out here on Sunday, and he got to prove it, man.
What happens
if Joe
Burrow beats him? Do
and
they
he stay
on
right
the same?
there. He stay right there.
You're not dropping Lamar down,
He's going to be 7-8.
I just want to make sure.
I just saying we praise you, but hey, good win, Joe. You 7-8 now. You know what I mean? But you stay right there.
Quarterback?
No.
Thank you. You know what? I'm proud of you because yesterday you didn't. Today you hear me.
I hear you, but I heard my producer too. He put some stats. I don't like doing stats, but like the accolades, Pro Bowls, Joe only 1. Lamar has 3. All Pros, Joe 0. Lamar's got 2. MVPs? How many Lamar got?
2.
How many Joe got?
0.
0. Okay, look, I think Lamar has a better team around him, but I think right now the issue in Cincy, it's really not Joe Burrow himself, it's the team surrounding him. They got a horrible defense. That run game is non-existent. It puts a lot of pressure on him. Lamar, Joe probably has 2 of the better receivers, T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, but I think Lamar's just a better team. And Lamar and that team, they found their identity.
Yes, they
did.
And
it's through the run game. And for me, I'm looking at a team aspect. When you have a run game that just runs the ball, I mean, they ran for 274 against Dallas. They ran for 250 last week. So when you do that, it takes all the pressure off Lamar. He didn't have to push. He didn't have to go out there and be the Chiefs. What we saying?
20 seconds.
I need at least 30 seconds. Here's the thing. The reason I got to pause you, my dog, is because the reason that run game is so efficient, electric, and effective is because Lamar is back there.
Derrick Henry.
No doubt. But Derrick Henry's not the same without Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson creates an additional run gap. When that quarterback pulls it, you not only have the A gap, the B gap, the C gap, the D gap, but you got a bend back gap. So if Joe Burrow is out there, that run game is not the same as it is with Lamar out there. So I got to credit Lamar. I just can't act like the running game is exclusively because of the Ravens and their new offensive line, that 3 additional pieces. It's not just Derrick Henry. I think Lamar Jackson got to get some of that credit, some of that kudos for that run
He's 7th
game
in the league in rushing. He definitely deserves credit.
And he's playing with confidence, right? Like, I mean, we look at their record, like, oh, look at the record, but they really could have beat the Chiefs, wasn't for a 12-foot. You know what I'm saying? So that's another point. But I'll say this, though. I don't think Joe's on Lamar's level. I truly believe that. Maybe a couple years ago, right, when we was praising him for beating Patrick Mahomes, right, in Kansas City and going to the Super Bowl and et cetera, and changing that franchise from not being good to being the elite franchise. But now it's back to the same. Last year they wasn't winning. This year they not winning, right? And we always give them a pass because they find a way to win. But I don't know, man. I look at Joe and I look at Lamar, and I see one guy that's getting closer and closer and closer to that final goal, and the other dude that was super close, and now he's moving farther away.
That is a good point.
So I got to go with Lamar Jackson. And another thing is about Lamar, real quick before I'm done, he playing with attitude, right? I watched a guy like Marlon Humphreys, who really good corner for them, right? And pretty good big name in the league. And I guess he's a great personality on the team. And they won against the Bills, right? And he had the camera on, hey, Lamar, this and that, third. Lamar said, yo, my man, get me off the social media. Yo, we 1-2, 2-2.
Yeah.
We have nothing to talk about. And when he said that, I can see a guy I played with, a dude named Tom Brady saying that.
Yeah.
Which I'm so happy about, which I'm laughing about. Because we won a game, now we 2-2. No, we can't laugh and smile until we are winning our division and we're a top team in this league. So seeing that from Lamar Jackson does let me know, okay, how dialed in he is.
Yep. That's good. And you could tell that's the way he's playing too. Because we had a conversation up here. What if Lamar started 0-3? And what that would mean. And you're right. Lamar's attitude and the way Lamar playing this game, mentally, physically, Lamar said that ain't finna go down. Like,
I guess we'll never know.
we will never know, but that ain't finna go down. I don't see that from Joe Burrow.
I got a question for y'all. On this show, obviously, athletes, so sometimes our education wasn't of the greatest importance to us. JD is a psych major.
Hold up, dog.
What'd you study, big dog?
Business school.
Oh, my God. James, what'd you study,
You finished?
big dog?
You graduated? You finished? Okay, there you go. Sociology, San Jose State. Yes, sir.
Psych major.
Yep.
Psych major. You know what it is with your boy. You know what it is with your boy. You know what I mean?
Here's my question for you all. Can you all list the planet orders? Like Mercury, Venus?
Man, that ain't paying the bills, dog. Like, what?
It's the facility.
Early in the morning, talking about.
I'm sure home, maybe I'll get Mercury, Venus.
There's an acronym for it.
Mars, man.
Are you smarter than a fifth grader?
So the planet orders, right? Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn.
You got it on your paper?
I know.
Okay.
You remembered it this morning.
With that being said, the planets go in order based on their proximity to the sun. I look at quarterback levels based on my proximity to the brightest star, Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is the sun in the solar system, if you will.
Right.
That's how I list the quarterback levels. Joe Burrow, you no longer proximal to the sun, big dog. You were the second best quarterback to me in football because you was close to the sun. You beat Patrick Mahomes to go to a Super Bowl. And then you almost beat Patrick Mahomes again, but he beat you. You were proximal to the brightest star in football, that sun. But you're not close no more. Lamar Jackson is because he went to the AFC Championship game last year. Josh Allen is because he saw Patrick Mahomes last year in the playoffs. But Joe Burrow, you're no longer proximal to the brightest star in football, Patrick Mahomes, who is the sun. Just like Mercury is listed first because of its proximity to the sun, Joe Burrow, you used to be there. But you used to be.
Who's your Mercury, though? Is it Josh Allen or is it Lamar?
Right now, it's probably Lamar. It's Lamar or Josh. They're both in there. I don't want to get distracted by that. I know this much. Joe Burrow's not there no more. Joe Burrow's like Pluto. We used to have him listed. I don't even know if he listed in the joint.
He's on Earth.
Hey, no, that's true, though.
The first question is this, though.
He's come back down to Earth.
Which one's closer to the sun, Mercury's or Mars? I don't. Who's his Mercury? I'm thinking that was the closest one.
So that's where I'm at with it. Like, James, I love your tiers. Obviously, your tiers list is phenomenal. But Burrow, we gave him credit because he beat Pat. That beating Pat was long time.
When you posed this question yesterday to us in the production meeting, and I start thinking on it, I have an answer that night. I send it to my producer, and then in the morning, I always, like James, flip-flop. I go back and forth. And the question I want to ask you guys, who do you want to have the ball with 2 minutes left in the game, down 6 in the fourth quarter? Because if you just say that, like, down 6, all right, 2 minutes left, fourth quarter, game on the line, I would, like, almost automatically go Burrow.
Yeah, I would too.
All right.
Over who?
Lamar.
No.
But most people right now would say that, okay? Yeah. But in fact, it's opposite. Lamar is 8-16 in those games.
Come on, man.
14 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions, higher rating than Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's 5-23 when trailing in the fourth quarter. 5-23, 9 interceptions, 18 touchdowns, a worse passer rating than Lamar. So it's sort of like, why do I think that Joe Burrow is this all high and mighty? It's because he's playing from Leeds. He's still a really good quarterback.
Yeah, of course.
But, like, it's time to give some respect to Lamar because that, to me, as a quarterback, when we're in there, so many games come down to 2-minute drives. Who do you want the ball with your hand? It's Lamar.
That's a good point, but, like, because everybody always goes that to the quarterbacks. Like, okay, who do you want the ball in 2 minutes or less, right? And a lot of, like, all the top quarterbacks, right? I would say Patty's number 1, but there's other guys. I'm like, yo, like Matthew Stafford. I like him too. Yeah. But I hate that because every team wins in different ways. Like Lamar Jackson, the Ravens, they might not be down by a lot with 2 minutes to go. So I don't have to throw the ball everywhere. I still can do my same offense. Or the way they play, they like to play ahead. They like to eat the clock up. They like to have time management. So it's like, it's hard to really, because I kind of was saying that, I think, to us the other day. And I liked it, but some things is like, we got to talk about football too, though, right? Because some of the football is the way we play our game. We're going to have clock management. We're going to have majority of the time we're going to have the ball, so I don't have to always be in the 2-minute type of offense.
Yeah, James, final thought.
And not only that, though, we always talked about Joe Burrow, and every time we talked about Joe Burrow, it wasn't arm, it wasn't mobility, it wasn't nothing. It was always it factor and winning. Now that is gone.
Yes,
so if you're not winning, we can't keep putting you in this elite conversation.
Right.
That's why you think people talk so highly about Purdy. It ain't look at this big old arm he has, or look at he's winning, and that is why he's in these conversations. But what I'm saying is Joe Burrow's not even winning, and we talking about a dude in Lamar Jackson